Hello, everyone. My name is Tara, and welcome to Aligning to Love. In this channel, I aim to spread hope, joy, peace, and love to the world by sharing goodness and love within my life. In this video, I wanted to talk about some updates that I forgot on the previous video I made on Saturday and share some other family and work and life events that I thought were meaningful and that can spread some more joy and inspiration in your life, hopefully. So here I go. On Friday in my previous video, I had talked about the gathering that I went to with colleagues after school and how I had to be quick about it because then I also had my school's ice cream social and our open house for our community, and how my daughter and my husband got to attend that with me. And it was really special for me because I talked about how my two worlds came together. I have my two sides of the world came together for me because my husband and my daughter don't always know the life that I lead at school and all the people that I'm interacting with and all of the connections that I've been making there. And my students and my families and my colleagues don't always know my home life and everything that happens with my daughter and my husband and all the fun things that we have going on outside of school. And so when we went to that gathering, it was really nice and it was really meaningful for me to have those two sides of my life joined together, and he got to meet all of my colleagues and my students from my past and my present and their families, and they got to meet him and my daughter as well. And my students were so excited for me to put my daughter standing on the ground so they could see how tall she was in comparison to them. And it was really, really wonderful. And it was really cute and sweet to see everyone interacting with each other. One thing that I had wanted to mention is that one of the students that I had, she got me an end of the year gift, which was so thoughtful. And I never expect that from my students or my families, but it is so, I am always so appreciative when they show tokens of appreciation or just reflecting on how they've enjoyed their kindergarten year. And this student remembered that I loved elephants, that elephants are my favorite land animal, because the card she got me was a picture of an elephant with flowers being held in its trunk. And I thought that was so sweet, and it was just, it showed that she remembered pieces of what I said during the day, and it just warmed my heart so much. And she also gave me some M&Ms, which is a girl after my own heart. I love chocolate, and the kids know I do. I've been eating a lot of chocolate recently for the end of the year because I definitely go to chocolate when I'm feeling more tense and stressed with having to get things done. And it's funny that they noticed that. And she also gave me, I love chocolate chip cookies, and her mother gave me a gift certificate to a bakery that specializes in making cookies. So I'm so excited to have that and to try it out. And I'm just so in awe of how much children really do notice and observe their surroundings and their environment and the people that they spend time with and what's important to them, and what our favorite treats are. And it was just so thoughtful of her, and I was really appreciative. I was also so appreciative of how many students just came to the ice cream social because they knew that me and my daughter and my husband were going to be there. And it just shows that I am their teacher and they do have to come to school, but it makes me feel happy that they enjoy my presence and that they enjoy being near me and the interactions we have. And one of the mothers that my husband and I were talking to were telling me that they were using the ice cream social and getting to see me as a bartering deal for their child, that okay, we have to eat a full dinner, you have to eat your veggies, and then we can go to the ice cream social and see Miss Mac and her daughter and her husband. And I just thought that was so funny, and it just really made me filled with joy that these students wanted to see me on their personal time and spend more time with me and get to meet my family. And I always love seeing them and their families as well. So that it was really meaningful for me, and it just reminded me that this year is coming to a close which I know it has been, but when you're so busy getting ready for it that sometimes you forget to really be present in those moments. And that was a time that really registered for me. This is a chapter of my life that is closing, and I really tried to take it all in. During Friday, during the school day, I also was really thankful to be able to spend the entire day with a colleague that was helping in my room that I hadn't seen as much as I thought I would this year. She was one of the people that were out on medical leave for a good portion of the year, and then when she came back, I wasn't going to get to see her very much because she got reassigned to different classrooms. And so I was so thankful that she was in my room. She was helping the day go smoothly and efficiently, and she helped me get a lot of the student work and paperwork ready for their blue communication folders that go home to families. And I was just very appreciative to have her in my room and helping both the students and myself be prepared, but also effective and efficient for the day. And so I forgot to mention those things in my past video, but I just wanted to make sure I said those not only for everyone listening, but for my own memory to recall that in my later years. So moving on, Saturday was the day that I made my previous video before my husband and I went to my family, and not only to celebrate my husband for Father's Day, but my own father during that weekend. And my mom and my dad and my husband and me and my daughter, we all were part of the No Kings protest that happened that weekend. And it was really meaningful for all of us. And it was fun to come together with people that were like-minded and make our voices heard with what is important to us. And it was really special because my daughter got to be part of that historic event, and I got to see my past teachers that I had in high school and got to catch up with their family life, and they got to meet my daughter, my husband, and my baby Juniper. And I also got to meet close high school friends of mine who are also there, and it was really special because their children got to meet my daughter for the first time, I believe, and that was really meaningful for me. And these friends are more like family members to me, and I'm sure that they will continue to be like family members throughout the rest of my life. And I'm just so happy that our families got to be together on that beautiful day. And it was also a very important day for me because I didn't get to see some of my other high school friends, but I did hear that because I didn't get to see one of my high school friends, she was busy because her brother and their wife just had their second child. And so she became an auntie for another child that weekend, which is so special. And I can't wait to hear about everything and see her pictures and get to spend more time with her. So I was really excited about that. And I was able to tell them that I'm moving into the area come August with my family. And so we'll be getting to see more of each other and getting to really catch up, because whenever we go visit my parents, I prioritize making sure my daughter gets to be with her grandparents and getting to do little weekend trips with them and activities in the towns and just outdoor nature events as well. And so we don't always have time to see friends outside of those quick weekend visits. And I'm going to be so excited to see them more often. And on the trip there, I saw the license plates, angel numbers 666, which I was very excited about. A lot of people think about that number as a negative omen, but in angel numbers, it represents more of either you need to get back on track, and might be that your bad habits are being more present in your life than they should be, and that you just need to realign yourself more with your life purpose and your intentions. And that is so true for me, especially in the last month, because I've been trying to make sure I'm prepared for school, make sure I'm prepared for the end of the school year, and getting everything that I need to do for being responsible and obligated to my profession done. And so I have been gravitating more towards my comfort foods and chocolate and pastas and other things like that. And I need to regain my balance with that, as well as regaining my balance for family life. I was really strung out trying to get packing and ready to go on this weekend trip because I just really felt like I wanted to be in the school working on the last minute paperwork and organization of my classroom. And because I will be leaving that classroom, but it's not going to be a classroom next year. It's going to be used as more of a special education and small group room for intervention. So it is going to need more cleaning and organizing than it normally would if it was just being used as a classroom for the following year. And so I just was more focused on the stress of that instead of looking forward to, oh, I'm going to get to see my friends and my family. And so seeing 666 reminded me I need to be more in balance. This was a really wonderful weekend away, getting to see my family members, getting to see my friends, and rebalancing my friendships and all of the other relationships I have in my life that are just as meaningful and important as my professional life. And I just needed to see that number. I also saw angel number 888, and that signifies, with me personally, whenever I see that, it shows me that I am working hard. It's all coming to be a close, but I'm going to get success out of it, and there could be success in the future and abundance in the future. And like I said before, it's one chapter of my life that is closing, but I do feel like there's lots of adventures and lots of opportunities awaiting me for the future. And so that was just a nice reminder that while I may be stressed right now and I need to really focus on being mindful and being present with my daughter and my husband and all the people important in my life, that it's all going to be worth it. And the stress is going to be over this week. And while I shouldn't focus on the stress, I really need to focus on the relationships. And so seeing those numbers, getting to celebrate my father and my husband, who is the father of our child, just really celebrating them and the importance that they have in our life. And that was really special to me this weekend. And I'm really glad that we took the trip. And I'm so thankful for the weekend we had. And it is something I definitely needed. And so I also wanted to talk about when we got home, we had to do all of the normal responsibilities and obligations that come with daily life. My husband went out grocery shopping, and Juniper and I went over to our neighbor Lois's apartment, and we got to catch up and hear her stories and spend some time with her, which was really nice. And I just love spending time with her. She's so relaxed and she's just so loving, and it really calms me as well. It grounds me as well. And so Juniper actually stubbed her foot, or hit her foot on her table, on Lois's table, when we were there. So she was not so happy by the time she did that. So it was a quick visit. And then we came back home and had a nice family dinner and just a relaxing night. And I woke up early to get ready for school, and I wanted to share, I had another thing I wanted to share in this video. So you never know who you're going to meet, and you never know what life is going to give you throughout each day and each week. And I'm always excited. I'm always in wonderment of what does occur in my days and my weekends and my life that I didn't expect. And so one of the times that Juniper and I needed a break in the afternoon, we went over to the co-op where my brother works, and we got to say hi to him. And then we were eating on a picnic table out front, and this lovely couple came and sat at the picnic table behind us, and they were talking to Juniper, and they had this beautiful border collie dog, and she was so calm and so sweet, and she was wonderful with Juniper. And Juniper was even brave enough to pet her, and it was the second dog that Juniper's ever pet. The first one was our dog Bailey, before he passed last year when she was a newborn. And now she's 15 months old, and she got to pet their dog named Bonnie, and she loved it. She was a little timid in doing it, but then she really enjoyed it after a few minutes. And when I was talking to Bonnie's owner, I believe her name was Sarah, I got talking to her, and it was so funny. Life is such a small world, because Bonnie said that she grew up in Hanover, New Hampshire, which is literally 5 to 8 minutes away from where we live now, and we've been here for 10 years. And it was just so funny. And they have been in Middlebury for a long time, and I told her that we were going to be moving to Middlebury in August, and she's like, oh my goodness, that's wonderful. And she had already invited us to come over once we get settled in Middlebury to see her and her husband, and for Juniper to pet Bonnie again and to hang out. And it was just such a lovely experience. And it was all because we decided to go eat lunch at the co-op. And it was also really nice to talk to her husband. He was from Scotland, or he is from Scotland, and we were talking about just how the changes that we hope to see in this country, and that hopefully we get to a point where we all have health care that is universal. That's one thing that I always hope for everyone, because I feel like it should be a human right. And he was saying how he felt the same way. And I'm not going to do it justice because I'm not remembering the details well enough, but Sarah was saying how her dad had worked at Hanover in the 1940s, and how, I can't remember if she said he was one of the first people I can't remember if it was at Dartmouth Medical Center before it became what it is known today, or if it was the dentistry. But she was saying how her father was one of the first to do something with what is now known as laughing gas for medical procedures, dental procedures, and other things that people need to do medically. And I'm like, wow, that's so neat. And it was something very specific that I'm not remembering, and I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it was very cool, because I'm like, I'm getting to meet someone brand new. Her father did something very impressive that is historic, and I was just so in awe. And all of this came about just because we ate at the co-op. And you never know who you're going to meet, and you never know what you're going to learn from people. And that's why I think it's so important that we see who we're sitting next to, and we strike up conversations with people, because it might just be someone that you learn so much from, or someone that you have so many connections with that you would never have known otherwise if you never spoke to them. And I'm someone that I usually forget my phone, and my friends and my family are usually frustrated with me for it, but it's because I like being present. I like seeing the environment around me. I like being in conversations with my daughter or my husband, or the people that I'm visiting with whenever I travel, or whenever I'm with my friends or my family. And so for me, this is an exact reason why it's important that you don't have cell phones all the time, and that you make time to be spontaneous, and you make time to be really present with the environment you're in. So those are just some things I wanted to share, and I'm really looking forward to being present and making the last 2.5 days that I have with my students fun and memorable and meaningful for them. And so that's where I'm off to now. I'm going to end the video and go to school and enjoy my last week of school with my students and my staff and my colleagues. And I know I'm going to get lots of feelings and emotions, and I'm going to try to process them and just, flow with life and flow with the energy. So I love everyone. I hope you all have an excellent week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.